Do you want to see some cool Native American jewelry? Stay tuned. Hi everybody, it's Janine over at SLOHappyVintage. I am sitting in my office. It's a very rainy day outside, and I thought I would do a very impromptu kind of show and tell. This is not going to be very, well, I don't know if it'll be informative or not, but some people have asked me to begin sharing some of my collections. So today I thought we'd spend some time with the Navajo and Native American pieces that I have collected over the years. So let's flip the camera around and take a look. Welcome to Janine's Native American Jewelry Extravaganza. Let me preface this by saying I live in the West and Native American jewelry is quite plentiful out here. It has gone up and down in value over the years quite extensively, but some of it will always retain its value. And that mainly has to do with the age and quality of the turquoise in it, and also who the designer might be. Now, in this collection here, I've tried to weed out the Texaco Mexican jewelry because it's a completely different ball game when referring to sterling silver jewelry. Some of the pieces I may have gotten wrong, like this one. I'm not sure of what this is, but most all of these pieces are signed. Most all of them are attributed to Native American artists, and with the exception, there are some that could have been tourist pieces like this. I actually believe this is signed. Yes, it is signed. I'm not going to go into all the signatures. This is just kind of a show and tell, hey, look at the pretty things sort of video. Let's just look at some fun things, and I'll tell you a little bit of history about them if I know it, but typically I don't know a whole lot of history. So let's take just a quick gander at bracelets here. My father-in-law and mother-in-law volunteered for a company called Navajo Gospel Missions. They spent a lot of time on the reservations and got to know a lot of the artisans, and that is how I came to have a lot of these pieces through them. When they passed, the jewelry got passed down to the kids. These two watches did belong to them, and these are some old pawn artisan watch bands made by Navajo artisans that they actually met. So the company now is called Ameritribes, and it's a Christian organization that helps on the reservations build houses and different things of the sort. This one was a later acquisition. Well, you know what? I don't know anything about that one. I just found that one at a thrift store, I believe it was. Same with this. This is onyx in here. This one was one of my mother-in-law's, just a simple, I had several of these. Well, we had several of these, but they got distributed amongst the kids. They are missing two pieces of turquoise, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I'd like to get them fixed. This one is one of my favorites and one of the more valuable ones. This one was one of my mother-in-law's favorite pieces, and they did know the artist who made that. Beautiful, beautiful turquoise in that piece. This one, I will not, it is signed. I will not be parting with that one. And this one is very similar in design to that. I'm not even sure where I got that one, but love it. This one was, it is signed Gilbert Ortega from the 70s, 80s. This one has more of the, instead of the large stones, just the chips. There are a lot of pieces that will have that. It's a less expensive way to get turquoise and coral into pieces, but nonetheless, all these are sterling silver and just beautiful and unique and diverse in their design. The one that everybody always wants to talk about is this. And this one, it is a squash blossom. It is really large. I will put this on a neck at the end of the video so you can see it in all of its glory. It is a horseshoe shape, and it's got turquoise and coral in it as well. It is signed JC, I believe, or TC. I'm not quite sure which that is. Bench beads. This we actually found in the estate. It was hidden in a storage barn. I dug it out of a storage barn, And we are not exactly sure where this came from. It was in my grandmother's things, and I kind of think it possibly was a gift to my grandmother early in the 60s from my 60s or 70s from my in-laws. And I don't know that she ever wore it, but she tucked it away. So it's just huge, absolutely huge. Then this one I got in a Goodwill box, and it possibly is, I'm not sure the origin of this. It could be assembled by Native Americans using Chinese turquoise. Turquoise was also found in, I believe, in the Chinese area. But it's an older piece. You can tell by the hook class and the construction. The beads are nicely worn. They're very smooth, very just beautiful. Now it is greenish in color, and I'm told that turquoise, certain varieties of turquoise are that color, and they also kind of get a little bit more richly that color as they age. So that's a really lovely piece. Got a bunch of little earrings. This looks like mother of pearl in that quintessential leaf design that is very standard for a lot of Native American work. Here's some more cute little earrings, and these ones are adorable. These were my mother-in-law's as well. They're just super cute. Love those. And the rings I'm wearing I have gotten from various places. This one was my mother-in-law's. These were found at just various places. I go to estate sales and antique stores and thrift stores and swap meets, all kinds of places, and I have accumulated quite a bit of jewelry from all these places. Here are the rest of the rings. This one's really pretty. This one reminds me of the clip. This is a tie clip. And I'm not sure what you call this design, but it's also very common in Native American jewelry. And most of the rings, as you'll see, have this 2 or 3 stemmed band, and that is pretty customary. And this one could be a tourist piece. I'm not sure about it. I don't believe it's signed. No, I don't think it is. But it's one of those, once again, the chips in there. Some more earrings. And this pendant's really pretty. That's, I think it's called hematite. And it's got that beautiful silver. But look at the work. I mean, all of this is hand done. It is signed. I don't think I can read that sign. This is a beautiful little, this is not Navajo. I don't remember I don't know if it's Zuni or another tribe, but I was actually contacted by one of the young people of this tribe who bought a piece. It was her grandfather who made the piece. It wasn't this one, it was a similar one. Her grandfather made the piece, and she wanted to buy one of his pieces of jewelry for her sister, and I thought that was really cool that she found me online and purchased that for her sister. And she did help me identify a couple of pieces too that I didn't recognize or couldn't find the symbol for. There are online references to Native American jewelry where you can look up the names and the marks, and there are some good Facebook groups about Native American jewelry too. I believe this is a Zuni piece. Zuni tribe is known for a lot of their inlay work like this. It's almost like a mosaic. This looks to be a shell, and this is onyx and turquoise and mother of pearl. Very intricate work done on these. Beautiful and very interesting designs. Now this is a beautiful piece of turquoise. This was one of my mother-in-law's favorite pieces, and I have held it in regard because of that. It is signed, and also just a beautiful, beautiful piece. I wonder if I can turn the light off. Does that make it show better? Maybe. But lovely, lovely piece. And what is this? This one is one that I found at a yard sale. Also has that greenish looking turquoise on it. Once again with the leaf design and the scrolls. This is also a lot of times you will see the pendant formed like that, a little hook on the back. I don't think this one's signed though. No. And then these little pieces. Cute little earrings. There is question on whether or not this is truly a Native American piece. I believe it is, but I think it's more, well, I hesitate to say if it's more modern. I bought this from the estate of a lady who had a lot of really old pieces. I bought some Victorian pieces from her. Just a lot of different things. It is signed. It's just etched in sterling Anthony B. And I've taken this to some jewelers and some Native American people, and I've asked online, and there is some discrepancy on not the authenticity of it, because it's definitely a handmade piece, but the age and who this person is just up for question. Some people say, oh yeah, in fact I took it to a local Native American who sells jewelry at our swap meet, and he's like, oh yeah, I know Anthony B. He was my great uncle or something like that. And I'm not going to discount, but there could be a lot of Anthony B's out there, so I don't know how to verify that signature. It is a lovely piece. It's very unusual. This is more of a zuni design with the bear and matching earrings here too that are also, I thought they were signed as well. Yeah. And then last on the, actually, there's more, but it's in a different place, so I've kind of got jewelry hanging all over the place. This is a Navajo Thunderbird. This one I actually do know who made, because I wrote it down on a piece of paper, which is what I need to do to all of these pieces when I research them. It's a Charlie Singer piece, most likely from the, I think it was the 60s, 70s. It's a Thunderbird with those little chips. It's got a little bit of coral up in the here and then turquoise chips. And it is signed with his mark, which is kind of like an arrow. It's like a thick arrow. So then the last pieces I can show you today, see if I can flip the camera up, are these. This piece was another one that belonged to my mother-in-law, and this is probably one of my favorite pieces just because it's really wearable. It had some, I mean, I like squash blossoms, but a lot of times they're just too big. This piece needed to be restrung, so I had a friend of mine who does jewelry work restring it, and it turned out really nicely. I love the length of it. It's not super long. I did put an extender on it because as it was just a really tight choker. That is definitely one of my favorite pieces. Look at the back. Now, some of these bench beads, these are called bench beads, are manufactured, and some of them are handmade. The ones that are handmade are obviously more valuable than the manufactured ones. And this little piece right here is another really nice piece of turquoise in there. Once again, you see that little formed applied hook on it. And then this piece, this is what you call a kind of a fetish necklace. It's got little animals, carved animals out of mother of pearl and turquoise. It's got different shell chips on it. I don't know if this is a tourist trade piece or if it's an actual, artisan piece. You look at how it's made. It's strung on kind of like a sinew and just knotted. And I'll have to do more research on that. But that's probably a piece I'll be selling in the future because that's not something I wear. But, I mean, it looks nice on a display. So that's it. I do have, like I said, I have other pieces, and I do have a whole collection of Mexican sterling jewelry that I need to go through. Oh, wait, this one. This, once again, am not positive on this. These are real garnets, and there's enameling, and it's sterling silver. Looks like somebody got silver polish in there. One of the ways you can sometimes find sterling silver, if you're not sure, is look for places where people have tried to clean it. Usually people do not clean sterling very well, and there's always powder and dust from the silver polish in crevices and cracks. And I have identified, if I'm in doubt and I see this, I will usually get the piece, because normally in most cases it's indicative that, yeah, it's silver and somebody tried to polish it. But this piece, like I said, it is signed up here. So I don't know if this is 800 silver or sterling. I have not tested it, but let's see. Look at all this silver polish. The best silver polish I have found is Wright's Silver Cream or Silver Polish. It is a cream polish and it's very gentle on your sterling. I wouldn't use Tarnex. I wouldn't use toothpaste. Don't use stuff like that. It's very abrasive, and use a good silver polish for your pieces, because you don't want to degrade the silver in any way. And on your plated pieces, be careful on how often you polish, because every time you polish, you're taking a very, very fine layer of silver off of your piece until there's no silver left, and you will see the brass or whatever metal shining through. Use a good silver polish. That's all I can say. All right, I think that's it for now. I'm going to sign off. That was a quick show and tell. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Gotta find the little hook that just fell off. My hook, there it is. Gotta keep things back together.